Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Friday, March 5. At least two government ministries have promised full investigations into an alleged dumping scandal on Crown land that is contaminating a natural watercourse and infuriating members of the local Rastafarian community at Bath St. John. Hours after the release of a viral social media video highlighting the issue, authorities have also announced that the temporary storage facility used by the Ministry of Transport and Works, the National Conservation Commission, and other government agencies will be closed. The video, which was taken by Anthony Levi Barrows, alleges that all washing machines, fridges, and stoves were being dumped from government land onto a nearby spring.
It was like trying for like 5 weeks to beg these trucks to stop dumping and the dumping, but apparently illegal dumping been happening through people like using different keys and different mechanisms to illegally access it, and there's no evidence to blame any of the government agency, MTW, for dumping the fridges and the bad materials, but they're here. And we need them really clean ASAP.
We are quite satisfied with the outcome today, and we're satisfied that the minister, right, is quite passionate about doing something about this. I am satisfied. I've spoken to him. And this is not a political issue.
Minister of Transport Works and Water Resources Ian Gooden-Edgell pledged immediate action.
With immediate effect, the ministry will commence the clearing of this site today. And as I said, it is regrettable that debris, including appliances, were dumped in this location, which clearly will be causing much discomfort to the residents in this area, and particularly to the Rastafarian community engaged in agriculture.
His counterpart, Minister of the Environment and National Beautification Adrian Ford, also made clear his zero-tolerance policy to illegal dumping.
And when I saw the video minutes after 12 o'clock last night, I was appalled for more than one reason. First of all, the entire Barbados would have heard me comment vehemently against illegal dumping. I said that this will be stamped out under my watch. I have made a plea to every single person who has an interest in dumping illegally or being involved in illicit activities as it relates to dumping to cease and desist, or not they will face the law courts. I have said it repeatedly. And I'm saying today that I will maintain that position, because I can give you the unreserved assurance that the dumping of garbage that you are seeing more northern from which part we stand, that area was dumped by an agency other than a government agency. And I am saying in the same breath that I spoke with when they opened the Clean and Green project, that those persons, once they're identified, will be brought before the law court.
No longer will anyone caught with 14 grams or less of cannabis be convicted. Instead, they will be fined $200 to be paid in 30 days. It's all part of changes under the Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Amendment Bill debated in Parliament today. Attorney General Dale Marshall told the House the move is simply a better way.
You are found in the possession of cannabis. Here's a ticket. Pay $200. So, we will have achieved one of the early principles, one of the foundation principles of law. You have a crime and there's a penalty. And the penalty should fit the crime. And in our view, a $200 fine allows you to do that.
Government MP Dr. Sonia Brown is, however, uneasy about the new measures. She fears it may lead to young people seeing the bill as permission to use marijuana.
Let us not fool ourselves. There are many people who look at this bill as permission to use marijuana, whether it be 10 grams or 14 grams. A lot of people are looking for this bill as permission to use such. So I'm worried about that phase. How do teachers, for one, deal with that? Are we prepared to put counselors, psychologists in the schools? Are we prepared to put more of these in each and every school? Because it will be needed. What about our children? Yes, we are decriminalizing more than 14 or more grams, but In essence, that's telling me that Mike's sister, who is a little older, can use 10 grams, and I'm seeing it in my household. My cousin can use a little less, and I'm seeing it. The government is not prosecuting at that level, and I'm seeing it. So what's really wrong with myself using it as a 10-year-old? And it happens. These are some of my concerns. How do children deal with it?
However, Opposition Leader Bishop Joseph Atherley welcomed the amendment, suggesting it should help to create equality within the justice system.
If this legislation helps to address the imbalance in our justice system with respect to how people of different classes, different stations in life are treated, then it has some merit and is worthy of consideration, because we have to take any discriminatory practice which may obtain either in actuality or at the level of perception in Barbados out of the practice of dispensing justice in this country.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mia Mottley assures her government will deliver on a promised referendum to determine whether marijuana will be legalized.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings, Jamaica's politicians won't be the first to get the COVID-19 vaccine when it arrives in that country. More in this report from Television Jamaica.
The groups now ahead of the 577 government officials are health personnel, members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defence Force, as well as persons in the 60 and older age group. The Ministry of Health says vaccination of the priority groups will begin this month as soon as supplies arrive. It says as additional stocks arrive, vaccination of the 60 and older age group will continue, with the addition of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Department of Correctional Services, Jamaica Customs Agency, Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, school personnel and government workers who interface directly with the public.
Further afield, Pope Francis called for an end to extremism and violence in his opening address on Friday on the first ever papal visit to Iraq, long scarred by war and now gripped by the coronavirus.
For the first time in history, a sitting pope is on Iraqi soil. Pope Francis was welcomed by the Prime Minister on the tarmac at Baghdad airport. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic and the current nationwide lockdown, Iraqis came out in large numbers to pay their respects to the pontiff as he was escorted to the presidential palace.
حقيقة مشاعر رائعة جدا ومفرحة.
طبعا إحساس كلش حلو فرحانين لأنه ما في اليوم كنا متوقعين إنه نشوف البابا.
Following a meeting with President Barham Saleh, Pope Francis made his first address, calling on Iraq's Christians to participate in public life while also condemning violence and conflict.
Tacciano le armi. Se ne limiti la diffusione, qui ovunque cessino gli interessi di parte, quegli interessi esterni che si disinteressano della popolazione locale.
Later in the day, Pope Francis paid a visit to Baghdad's Our Lady of Salvation Church, the site in 2010 of Iraq's most deadly anti-Christian attack in which 53 people were killed. In less than 20 years, the number of Catholics in Iraq has fallen from 1.5 million to less than 400,000. The Pope's visit continues on Saturday with one particularly historic moment on the agenda, his first meeting with the Grand Ayatollah al-Sistani.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.